Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi. Our football season preview rolls on with head coach Shane Richardson as we keep talking about the defense, which is losing some key contributors from a year ago. Who is poised to make a big leap up from where they were last year?
Yep, so up front, I would say Tyler Hinton, defensive end. I look forward to him having a great year at the defensive end position. A leader, someone who works extremely hard, someone who cares about football a lot, and you can always count on him and depend on him for what we're doing there. So he's one guy. Marquin Hill, who's a senior this year, an energizer when it comes to our defense. If you come to one of our practices, you're going to hear his voice loud and clear, almost to the point where it's annoying and obnoxious. And that's really fun to see. And he gets guys going. He gets kind of in other people's heads, and you kind of need some of that sometimes. So I look forward to him being a great contributor up front as well. There'll be some other guys up front that are rolling. Ed Hopper should play a great role for us inside at D-tackle. He'll be a senior as well, and so the depth of the D-line should help us out. At linebacker, I talked about Garrett Barnett and Elijah Williams. Those two guys inside for us should be very good. They made a lot of tackles last year. They're both in better shape. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're more experienced in the defense. They know the defense very, very well. And so I deal directly with those two, and so they're kind of my understudies when it comes to knowing the defense and knowing the ins and outs. And I feel very confident about them being able to get guys in the right position and them knowing what to do out there. And then senior Matt Quick in the secondary, he'll be back. I think he'll bring some stability to that group, a voice, a leadership, a work ethic that those younger guys can look forward to. And so some of those guys will need to be key contributors amongst everybody else that steps out on the field for us.
You signed 25 players to national letters of intent back in February. Which newcomers have impressed you in the fall and are fighting for spots on the depth chart?
So we feel really good about our class. Of course, not everybody's going to play and get the opportunity to play as a true freshman. But on the offensive line, TJ McMillan, a guy from Scotland County, offensive line-wise, we feel like he's in a spot where he could step in and play a role for us if we need him to. And so he's right there challenging and working hard for a spot there. As far as defensively, Colton Weeks as a linebacker. He'll be a guy that has an opportunity to work into the middle linebacker position. Extremely smart, great leader, just a guy that you want to be able to mold him and shape him, but yet he'll have an opportunity to step out there this year. We feel really good about all those young guys, and so we'll see here going into week one. We feel good about them.
Before we get to the rest of the schedule, Coach, we have to talk about this opener. For the 5th year in a row, UNCP opens against Winston-Salem State, but this time it'll be on the road at Bowman Gray Stadium with kickoff slated for 6 p.m. tonight. What can you tell us about the Winston-Salem State Rams and the importance of opening against an in-state rival?
I love playing against them, and I don't think there's any love lost between the two programs. And I'll be the first to tell you that I really respect what they've done from a success standpoint. They've had our number. And they've been a great program. And you go back and look at their records, you look at their success. I mean, they played in a national championship game a few years back. And so we really look forward to this opportunity. And we know it's always a great test for us. We know we're going to go up there, we're going to get their best shot. We've never beaten them at their place. And so that's a great challenge that's laying out there in front of us. I'd also like to say is our guys aren't going to take a back seat to them either. And we're going to go out and we're going to compete and give them our best. And, we have a saying around the program that says it's how we play, it's not who we play. And so, honestly, we don't talk a whole lot about the opponent with the team, with the guys. We make sure that we have the information that we need to know to be prepared. But it really doesn't matter who it is, how big they are, what their record is, what they've done against us in the past, what colors they're wearing in their uniform. We're going to go out there and give them our best, and then we're going to make sure it's about how we do things, and we're going to play the game the right way on Saturday night here, and we want to make sure that they know it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Finally, let's look at the whole schedule. 5 home games on tap, including the 2 Rivers Classic against Fayetteville State, as well as contests against several regional rivals. Your other road games feature a couple trips out of state, but also in-state battles at Shaw and at Lenoir-Rhyne. Talk a little bit about the planning of this schedule and how you feel it turned out.
Well, I like it. It's a full D2 schedule. And if you look at all these programs, maybe not necessarily their records from last year per se, but over the course of maybe the past 5 years, you're going to see a lot of success with those programs. As I mentioned, Winston-Salem State has played a national championship game. Lenore Ryan's playing in a national championship game in the last 5 years. Concord has been a semifinalist in the last 5 years. Tuskegee, I would argue, that is a top 15 to 20 program year in and year out in Division II. It is not easy. Catawba, was a playoff team last year, and so a very difficult schedule, I think, but a very manageable one in the sense of brings a lot of credibility to what we're doing. Obviously, we've got to do our part against every single team on that schedule, and our goal week in and week out is to show improvement, to coach better as coaches, to play better as players, and to make sure that week in and week out we're just staying focused on what we do, how we do things, and making sure that we're improving week to week.
Coach, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to tell you thank you for taking the time, and I really look forward to a great season here, and we're really excited about it.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck tonight. Time for our final break here on the Black and Gold Report, but when we come back, it's our women's golf preview, so stay tuned.